Download the new free Speed app for your iPhone. Keep speed at your fingertips and fuel your passion for motorcycles between events with Speed on your phone. Get the latest stats, results, videos, and news as soon as they become available. Download the app from iTunes now. It's been 19 years since Yamaha had that #1 plate.
Well, they're on their way to getting another one right now. Things hold like they are right now, and well-deserved to the Grays Yamaha team. And what a great job they've done to get this bike to where Josh is able to perform like he has on it. And Josh has become one with that motorcycle, and they've signed him for another 2 years. And man, it took a lot of pressure off of him, I'm sure, coming into this race weekend. But these tricky conditions, nobody saw this coming. And what a strange race we've had today with Blake Young trying to redeem himself on a racetrack that's bitten him twice hard. So he's got about 6.5 laps to finish this deal right now, but there's a bunch of guys behind him want to change that.
There is Josh Hayes. He's running by himself in 7th, about 20.6 seconds off of the leaders right now.
You can see he's just tooling around, man. He's out there in no man's land. It's a great place for him to be right now. That #4 is out there all alone, just counting it down.
I spent some time talking with Tom Halverson, who runs this Yamaha road racing program, and Tom and I were discussing about how last year things really switched for Josh, and it really came on strong. And he said, you know, it's about the time when Josh, he tried to get this bike to run like that 600 Honda that he'd been running in Formula Extreme, and finally the communication started to click between the mechanics and Josh not trying to turn it into a 600, but just figuring out what he needed to make this big 1,000 work. They got to going together, communication opened up, they dialed it in. It's been lights out ever since.
Unbelievable, and that's you know, I'm so happy for Josh, because all those years, you know, Blake made a bit of a mistake right there, and they closed the gap a little bit back. But, you know, over the years, you know, he rode for these other teams, and they maybe promised him or told him he'd be on a Superbike, and they never gave him the shot at it. You know, they kind of wrote him off and pushed him to the side. Well, right now, Josh Hayes is going to show them all that they made a mistake by in those years not doing that for him. But now, Yamaha's bought into his program, and they've really come together as one, and couldn't be happy for both the company and the rider.
No doubt, and the other thing too, as we continue to watch this battle up front here, two Suzukis of Young and Hopkins running 1 and 2. I think it's fair to say too, whoever wins this championship this year is arguably one of the best Superbike riders in the world, because this American Superbike Championship has come back to the forefront as without a doubt one of the best national championships anywhere in the world.
All you got to do is look at Ben Speed. Look where he came from, look where he's at right now. He went from right here to the top of the world in a matter of just a couple of years. So I guarantee you, we've produced some of the best road racers in the world time and time again, and I think we, you know, some of our riders, you know, Josh, they're getting up in a little age. They probably never going to get the opportunity to go to Europe. But we got some other young guys in the pipeline coming through that I think down the road you're going to see some more Americans make their way over to Europe and make a big splash.
Well, one of those guys might be Blake Young, for example.
Exactly.
This youngster, as you said, being mentored by Kevin Swanson, knows everything there is to know about winning on the world stage. He's right there, and we get Blake healthy again. This Rockstar Makita Suzuki squad might have 2 guys next year capable of winning this title, Tommy Hayden and Blake Young.
That's right. This new format the AMA implemented is very nice, and a lot of people didn't like it at the beginning. I love it. I think the racing's the best it's ever been, and this makes riders better when they're up there competing for the win and having to pass 5, 6 guys. You know, before it was Matt Mladen out there miles ahead, him and Ben Spees. I mean, now they've got a real training ground right here where we can produce some more great riders.
You know, speaking of Ben Spees, he told me earlier this year that he felt the jump from American Superbike racing to the World Superbike stage wasn't that big. He felt like, was that Jeff May that went off? It is. Jeff May went way wide, and he's gathered it back up. All right, so the build continues. To finish that off real quick, Spees didn't see a big difference in the level of competition between the American Championship and the World Championship. He said it was a big difference, though, when he jumped to MotoGP.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother deal, buddy, right there. And I've had the opportunity to do both, and Jeff's struggling a little bit with some sides right there. But, yeah, I mean, when you make that move to Europe, World Superbike's lost a little bit of its flavor, I think, over the years, but man, really less. I mean, he went in there and dominated it.
How about that old Ducati of Larry Pegram's. It might be a little long in the tooth, but it's not out of speed. Pegram just turned the quickest lap of 1:27.9. We'll be right back. Wednesday night, Speed Prime Time is your adrenaline rush. At 8, Elliott Sadler and the Intimidator take you on a wild ride on an all-new Intersections. Then at 10, Stealth Rider is all new from Seattle. The action begins Wednesday night at 8 Eastern, only on Speed.
Talking about that Ducati and Larry Pegram, I tell you what, he really needs this win bad today right now. Whatever ideas he's entertaining for the next year, this will do it. Give it a great shot in the arm right now if Larry can get up there and win this thing. But nevertheless, he's running great right now, but number 22 is trying to sneak up on his rear tire.
That's Tommy Hayden.
And he just cut fastest lap of the race. So.
He did, a 1:27.2. Pegram had done a 1:27.9. Tommy just took 7/10 off. Wow.
Pretty impressive, I mean, because this is a little bit of a tricky track right now, and these guys are dang near going as fast as they did yesterday.
Josh Hayes is in 7th, still good enough for the title.
Wheeling them away, aren't we? We're about 2.5 away from the finish, so I think it's going to be some fireworks before this one's over right now. You know, Blake Young's hungry. He wants to get back at this racetrack for what it's done to him over the years. And John Hawkins, coming up from all the injuries he has, we'd love to have a monster, M4 Monster Suzuki sweep of the weekend somewhat, so to speak, with Martin Cardenas doing his business in the race he's done.
Blake Young has not won a race this year since Road Atlanta when he swept the weekend. But boy, that seems like forever ago, and I'm sure it does to Blake, because it has been a very long drought in between with all the injuries that we talked about. Of course, that Road Atlanta race, track not far from here, but that was all the way back in April 16th and 18th when he got those doubles.
You know, I thought he was going to be a guy to really battle up front for the championship this year. A young guy full of fire. I mean, a real fiery guy with Swans in his corner and that great team of the Yoshimura, Makita Suzuki. Those guys, I mean, if you can't win with those guys, you ain't going to win at all. I mean, he had all the right people around him, and to see him riding good again at the end of the year after those injuries, it's just great. Pegram looking down on the inside of Hawkins. He can see Blake's put his head down because there's 2 to go. Now, it's going to get really hot and heavy right now. Larry, is he going to be able to have something for John Hawkins?
Pegram, of course, won at Fontana.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a fastest lap from Blake Young right here on this one lap right now, because he's really pulled the pin on these guys. He knows, man, he don't want nobody near him when the white flag starts waving, and that's what he's going to see when he comes by this time.
Trying to gap Hopkins. Hayden is right there.
That Tommy Hayden doesn't look like it's going to happen for him, man, but I mean, he's had a breakout season, got his first win, and got a couple to add to that, so man, he's really rode good, and coming around for next year, it'd be good to see him back out there and give him another shot at this championship.
Wins breed confidence, and Tommy has a lot of it these days. Here he comes, white flag is out. Can he get around Pegram?
Pegram did a great job right there to hold him off on the brakes, because Tommy had the steam coming off the straightaway on him a little bit. Now can he hold him off right now? It looks like the race for first is pretty much Blake Young's to lose right now, as long as he makes everything, hits his marks, does everything right. He's going to pull out another win right here at the end, Ralph.
Well, the Suzuki squad needed one of their Rockstar Makita Suzukis on the top step of the podium today, but it's going to be Blake Young, it looks like, and not Tommy Hayden. Here comes Pegram challenging Hopkins for second.
It's going to be tough for Pegram. He's on the wrong side right there. That M4 Monster Suzuki just pulled the trigger on number 21 and outran him down there to that museum turn right now. So Larry's running out of time, running out of areas to make moves, and he's really lost some ground right there. But Blake Young, number 79, flicks it through turn 9 one more time. Down that infield straightaway, heading to turn 10 as he's going to dive off into this hole. Backs it in just a little bit, looking good.
Blake Young working his way through. The rain held off. The track has been drying out, and Blake Young just laid a 1:27.281 down on the last lap. He saved some of his best for the end. It's going to pay off here today.
Got a drag race right here.
Checkered flag falls for Blake Young. The Rockstar Makita Suzuki rider wins here as Kevin Schwantz and Don Sakakura celebrate. But here's the man who's going to take this championship. So many people turned their back when it was an opportunity for Josh Hayes to win on a Superbike. He knew he could do it. The Yamaha squad gave him a chance, and he's going to repay the favor as big as you possibly can.
This is awesome for Josh, man. He's really earned this championship. Rode like a true champion this year, and man, I can be happy for this cat.
All those years of wanting a Superbike ride, starting his career so late in life, and it all pays off. The biggest championship in American motorcycle road racing. The National Guard American Superbike title goes to Team Graves Yamaha, and a hard-earned title for Josh Hayes. He will be the 2010 champion. The celebration begins. The season is done. The celebration will begin when we go to Victory Lane. Stay with us.